Hi traders, this is Thiago and welcome to Boulevard Futures channel. Today we are going to carry out another live transmission. In these lives, I try to share my thoughts and read the tape together with you and also showing some order flow tools in a way that you can understanding this, put it together with technical skills and for example, improve your entries or to better understand where a breakout could be false, for example. So there's a lot of advantage in employing both techniques or employ them together. This is what I intend to show you. Before moving to my screen, I would like just to give another information. We are carrying out live transmissions in Zoom. There is no delay, and we can stay together longer. There is around 1.5 hours. So if you want to try it, this December is a free trial, and the link to subscribe it is here in the description below this transmission. Okay. Hope you enjoy here, and let's start. I'm just moving to my screen. Sorry for taking long to move here. As usual, I'd like to start from the pre-market studies. This is something we prepare every morning and where I state what I'm seeing, key regions for the session, and we try to draft some possible scenarios, okay? And this chart today, I introduced, I included here also the weekly chart. I usually do it only on Monday, but today it worth to include it here because there was a region here in 4120 that we've been talking about it for maybe 1 2 weeks ago. That would be the touch for this long-term low trend line from January 22nd. So what we've seen is that actually prices reaching 4110 and then starting this correction this week. It's too early to figure out or to be able to see what's going to happen, but what we've seen is that price practically reached there and quickly turned back. The 20 periods, the weekly exponential moving average is around 39.45. We just touched it after 3 touches. It touched there 3 times latest 3 weeks. And this week it's trying to trade below it. We are currently below it. So let's see what happens. In the 2 previous times, price overcame the 20 periods moving average. It traded above it for 2 or 2 weeks. We just seen that here as well. And here, this time what we're seeing is that for 2 weeks, we've traded above it, and now we're moving back, maybe for just a pullback, or let's see what's going to expect us. Session just open, but let me just take a few seconds or minutes here. Moving to the daily chart, what we see here is that together we touched this uptrend channel, traced from October. We touched this one, but what actually, in theory, okay, we just touched this and then we could have a pullback here. What turned on red light for me is that we closed in 39.45. In all these days, market traded sideways. We've never closed below the 39.50 or 39.60. So this, for me, is actually an attention. It grabbed my attention. It obviously can make this pullback here and move upwards. But this close below the 39.60 can be a sign. So let's see what's gonna happen. Uh, we stated here we have the 39.37 that for me would be moving upwards, would be the first region to be overcome, and we could possibly have a strong resistance, or strong not, but stronger than 37 at 42 to 45. 45 is actually an important point, and here we have the yesterday's point of control and close. Then if it fails to overcome this, it will be a clear sign of weakness, and then we could see a turn back. Overcoming this, the 3960 would actually be the key region. 3960 was previously important for many sessions, and the value area high is currently 3961. So this tends to increase the relevance of the region today. Downwards, we see that 3920 and 3912 are key regions. This should be support, since if we see here, it was this low here, and so it would be important to trade above it. And so let's see what's going to happen today. What we've seen yesterday was sellers absorbing lower and lower, and they put pressure all the session, and were able to make a close down there. So let's see if today buyers will be able to make a recovery, try to move upwards, or we're going to see some of these regions as actually resistance. Okay, let me take out this one. So let me see my points. 937, 947. So here we have the 45 here and 47. 47 was important yesterday. Let's see what's going to happen. Let's see. Moving to the volumetric bars here, we're seeing many buyers aggressions, but sellers absorbing as well. So here, sellers aggression and buyers absorb it. We're seeing a struggle. We're seeing maybe a good battle here. We could not see it's actually an exhaustion because we're still in this upward move, and then this could mislead us. It could actually be, but not in this scenario. The second, I just put here this overnight chart. I don't like using overnight reference since the volume is usually lower. But we're seeing that the high, let me see here, the high was 39.54. So we could take as reference this region, 39.53 to 55 is also an important region for us. It has seen lots of contracts traded, and we also see this high during the night. So let's see what's coming. We started the opening was inside the value area. Today it goes from 39.24.75 here, and the high is at 39.61.25. So we quickly reach it in 6 minutes. We reached here the 39.54. It was with a few contracts. This kind of move, I don't like this kind of moves. Like in contracts, it's this kind of move when it's too quick for one direction, it can turn back and make the same on the other direction. So this is it's not safe to enter to try anything. Let's see. We've seen that it reached the 58, and there's a quick rejection, and it turning back to 52, 54. Here the 60, we have the pivot point at 3960.5 and the value area high at 3961. So let's see how long it's going this move upwards. But this rejection before the 58, this could mean maybe an exhaustion actually, or even a weakness, since it did not even reach the value area high. Let's see what's going on. We are starting to see a range here from 51 to 54. It started facing difficult to overcome the 54. It seems now this could be overcome. Let's see if it's going to be able to reach the 58 again. But if not, we could see maybe a pullback from here. Just after the top at 58, it just reached the 56. It's not conclusive yet, but it's kind of we could read as a first potential signal of weakness. Coming to this 5 minutes chart, we see clearly here in the volume profile when I just make a rectangle. You see here just change the color. It's not been favorable. We're just seeing. Yesterday there was strong volume, considerable volume here in this range from 54 to 60, or maybe above here in 70, but in 70, yeah, 70. I mean, sorry, 54 to 70. We just see that it tried to enter this. We could see this 54 as a since it's the limit of the range. Let's see as a potential resistance, and we've just seen this. It overcame the reach at the 58 and quickly is not quickly moved back, but is suffering to overcome, to move upwards. So let's see what's this could be a first region. This is actually a first indecision region. We are seeing buyers and sellers trading thousands of contracts in each level, showing high interest from both sides. And let's see if price will be able to move up. But actually, this fact of lacking strength to reach the 61, we were too close. But this point that missed to reach there could could be some indication about a possible weakness. Let's see if it's going to respect. Now we have this range here from 50 to 54. Well, it's not a surprise because we already knew from many sessions that 39.53 to 55 was for several times relevant, both support and resistance. And so let's see what's going to happen. We are trading another indication I usually like to follow is we are trading above the 2-minute moving average. It's too early. We have just 13 minutes of session. It does not mean that we are in a strong upward session, but let's see 39.45. Let's see if it's going to respect the 35. That's actually the moving average and VWAP. It's too early to consider the VWAP. Volume traded is low, still low. So I think that in 30 minutes or 35 minutes, I would start taking it into account. But what we're seeing that the 45 seems to be respected. But as I always say, we've lost that this range. It entered this range from 44 to 47. When we change level, such as in this situation, it's usually if it enters the range under, it's more likely to reach the base of the range than moving upwards or then making a pullback. But in this case, we just have the moving average there. So in this kind of situation, even considering this range, this move I just mentioned, it's hard to trade against this moving average, regardless the time. To enter, I prefer to consider to see a much more time traded to have a greater confidence on them. But anyway, regardless the how long the session has started, it's not comfortable to trade against any moving average. For me, it's not. It may work, but when it goes wrong, when you fail, It's a terrible stop loss because it was clear you went against the moving average and you sometimes feel like a fool. So it's better, even it could work, it's better to wait and uh, and see. What we're seeing here is that it's facing difficult to overcome the 47. 47 was one of the region I stated in pre-market studies that we had a 3937 and 3947 that were the first regions to be observed. Failing in any of them could be seen as a weakness signal. Let's see what's going to. But after this, one, two, three, four candles, four green candles, 2 minutes green candles. What we're seeing now is that sellers increase the pressure again, and something that is important to emphasize, and yesterday was clear. Something I like to look at is the speed of price. For example, sometimes you see buyers struggling to move 1 to 3 points upwards and spend minutes to move 5 points. And then when sellers comes easily and quickly put pressure and price move 5, 8, 10 points. This kind of indication is also interesting and valuable to have. If you do not observe this, I would advise you to try to see, because this helps you avoiding to enter in the wrong side. If you enter a trade and it's suffering to move, and it already detected that for the opposite side it's usually quick, then you can have a clue that you could be wrong. So in this case, if the trade do not reach quickly the target, if you're a scalper, then it could you could be wrong, and you could maybe try to close before being stopped. Looking at the at midterm scenario, this region of 3930 is actually important, since it was important when moving upwards. It was a resistance, then it's been a support in the pullback. So we could say that this is a very important region. It's a key region, and this could tell us about the what's coming next. If we are if the drop will continue, or if this is just a pullback, we'll try sideways for a while here, and maybe resuming the upward move. What we're seeing, I have mentioned before the 37, that it could be a resistance. What we're seeing now, it was acting as a support. Let's see if it's going to be respected. No, did you see? When sellers start putting pressure, the move is quick. We have a fast move. On the other hand, when buyers start aggressions and try to move up, it suffers. It's hard to put 2 3 points upwards. This happens yesterday. This happened many times. We see here sellers absorbed buyers' aggressions and lower levels. We've seen here 3940, then now here in 3933. Let's see if it's gonna happen again. So they keep putting pressure, and then when buyers start buying, they start selling. Oh, look here. They start selling before the previous point. Here we could say it's a bottom of a range. So this actually we should not take into consideration to buy to sell, for example, since this is a bottom of the range. I don't like selling here because it could quickly stop me 2 or 3 points above. My stop is too tight, and then later afterwards keep them moving. So it's better to wait. But what we're seeing is sellers absorbing in lower and lower levels. Let's see if this time it's going to respect the 37, if it's going to be strong to overcome the 37. We see here the most traded region was from 44 to 48. It was actually a known. We actually stated this before. We're moving up, and now it's finding resistance 35.25. I mean, sellers started selling here. Let's see if this time. Oh, sorry. Let's see if they will be able to put below the 30. As I mentioned, this 39.30 is very important for the midterm trend. It's the third candle where it tries to lose the region. Now it traded below it. Let's see if there's a continuity or an exhaustion. But as I said, when sellers are leading, when sellers are putting pressure, they make the movement. They with few contracts, they could move 5, 6 points. The same does not happen with buyer. We see buyers trying to buy, sellers absorbing, and then difficulties to to move. But actually, this 39.28.30 here, it would be a good point good region to see a pullback. Buyers would show here that they are still in the room and are strong and could make the continuity of the upwards move. We've seen kind of exhaustion here on the 27.75. Here is the classic exhaustion. See here in volumetric bars, 500, 200, 107. This is when we tell about an exhaustion, this is the characteristic. This is nice for quick scalps, but in days like this, for example, here it would be a scalp against the trend. The risk would be, I think it wouldn't worth it, because we are seeing and telling that sellers are easily pushing prices down. Then it would be risky to buy this 29 and then be stopped at 26, for example. But we've seen that it lost the 30, few contracts traded, not a significant amount, and then it it's struggling to move upwards again. Let's see who's gonna win this current battle. Let's see how many candles, 2 minutes candle here, buyers will be able to hold to keep the price here. Maybe what we're seeing is the range has been filled up from 30 to 28, 20, 30 so far, but we could see the range forming here. And moving upwards, now I would start taking the view up into consideration. We have the 2-minute exponential moving average in 39.40 and view up in 39.42, 41.5, pretty much in the same region. Let me see here. And this is actually the end of the end of this, not the end, but a pause of this range. This range from 37 to 40. And so maybe an exhaustion here could could lead to an opportunity to make a short. Could try to draw here. A trend line is too steep. Anywhere I look, I many times if there is a pattern, I just see lines or geometric figures. We're seeing again that it's been hard to overcome the 36 here. 36, 36, 44. Look at the candles. 1, 2, 3. It was the third time. It has been trying and failing. Maybe the 37 I've mentioned could actually work as this a resistance for this movement. Did you see that when moving downwards, it's been easier? Even though now we are seeing here that sellers made aggressions, but buyers absorb it here from 32, and it's not decisive. But we're seeing buyers buying again here. Let's see if they will be able to defend the 30, 39.30. How it will be the defense. This kind of recovery, see here. Let's see how it's going to close this candle. But it traded below the last one, the 31, and then quickly move it up. Many times this start reversal. Maybe sometimes brief reversals, but it can trigger. Now it's 10 p.m. This round times generally shakes, usually shakes the market. Let's see here. 1 second. Did you see? When changed the the minute. Here we change the 50 minutes, 30 minutes, and usually these times we see strong moves, and I don't like to be. Oh, here in the volume area low, 24.75. There were sellers aggressions, buyers absorbing, lots of buyers absorption. Sellers keep putting pressure. Look here, the left column in red and more contracts than the right one. This could be an exhaustion here, but it seems to be. Let's see if price will enter again the previous range from 30 to 37, or sellers will succeed in stopping here. We've seen that they absorbed lots of contracts here, the 28. You see that it quickly move it down. Buyers absorb it, exhaustion, right in the volume area low. And so this, look at the shadow of the candle. You could understand that the buyers have shown a bit of strength. They're not dead. And in such a move, it's hard to believe in this end of the range and try to do something here. We know it's a resistance, but with such a shadow of candle, I wouldn't try anything here unless it was very clear. Actually, we've seen exhaustion. It was too quick. Now it's, but I wouldn't try anything. I'd prefer to wait for the 3940, for example. We're seeing kind of end of range or reduction of contracts traded in this range, in the 40. It would be safer. But anyway, when I see this, what happened here? A quick move downwards and a quick defense, and then a big green candle such as this one, even seeing a range here in the Superdome, I prefer to avoid the risk. Here we just touched it, price just touches the moving average. We cannot say it yet that it was a rejection, but as I was mentioning, with such big candles, oh, let's see here in the VWAP, here we could see something, but even a VWAP, I don't like to enter against the move with such a big green bars. And this is, I've mentioned at the beginning, this is what I think interesting in mixing charts and order flow, because you can one complement the other, and then if you are a technical trader, a chart trader, many times the order flow, the volumetric bars can show when it's worth to try something. Let's see here. Here we have in 3947, it was actually a point we took note, and this is actually the end of a range. We see 2,500 contracts and 500. So this time we could see some resistance here due to this draw here this confirmation, but with the disclaimer that we just touched the value area low and you're moving up fast. So it would be better to avoid a try here than trying to sell. A possibility for the session, since we started inside the value area, we just tested the value area low. It would not be a surprise if with this rejection, we tested the value area high. That's actually an important region. It's in the 3960, 61.25. Precisely, we have the pivot point here at 3960. So this is actually, this tend to be an important, this almost certainly would be an important region. So succeeding in overcoming the 47, it would not be a surprise if kept moving up, if it keeps moving up and reach there. In decision periods, it's not unusual to see 2 or 3 tests. For example, it fails overcoming there, move downwards and test again the lower one, and then it's not unusual. But after the seller's pressure we've seen, the drop from 57 to 24, we're seeing now that buyers are strong. Buyers are showing they're still there. But let's see this 47 here, if they will be able to overcome. Now here, if we take a look here, we overcame the moving average. We overcame the moving average. Then I would prefer looking at long trades instead of trying to search for reversals. Now here we have both 2-minute EMA and VWAP at 39.40. Then moving down, it could be a good try. But we're seeing that we're in the third candle that it's facing difficult to overcome the 39.47. As I usually mention, order flow, we need to take a look at the film, not at the picture. So what we've seen here, open, price had move up, it made the high below the value area high, then quickly and with intensity, it moved down, touched the value area low. If it not able to overcome the 47 here, we would say that it could be making a top below the previous one. The bottom was lower. So in this case, trying again and failing in this 47 would mean that price could actually try to keep downwards. We could see as a weakness sign. Oh, just touch it. Just touch it. The VWAP. Let's see whether it's going to make at least a quick pullback. That's it. True. Did you see? It's hard to. We're seeing that the selling pressure tends to be strong. Sellers are stronger. It suffered in 47, and did you see how quick it moved from 46 to 31? It was amazing. It's possibly continuing. You see the 47 I've been mentioning, and at the first time, it's hard to try something, but if you see, like here, one, two, three candles, let's stay here. Let's stay here for more 5 minutes. I learned not to make such a big transmission and be smooth for guys watching in the YouTube afterwards. We're seeing a strong volatility here. See, I usually like to see here the level 2, the market depth. We usually here there is 700, 800 contracts. When you have 300, 200, it means that the liquidity or liquidity at the book reduce it, and that it could be actually very volatile, and it can quickly stop you. It hurts. It can hurt. So when volatility reduces this way, when volatility increase and volume reduce this way, I prefer to stay out and wait and see where it will pause or where things will get normal again. Let's see if it's going to succeed to overcome the 37. Yes, it just passed it. With this volatility, it just touched it again. Just touched it again. The view up 39, 39. This shows that we could this try to move downwards and not reach previous low means that we could stay sideways. Could be sideways here, and indecision keep continue. Let's see now about the 39.47. It quickly move it down from 47 to 27, 20 points quickly. And let's see whether it's going to be able to. It did not even reach there. Let's see if it will be successful. This 2 minute volumetric, 3 minute volumetric bar here, we are seeing 18 points. I don't like this scenario since it shows a huge volatility, few contracts traded in each level. This is not comfortable for me, and I prefer to wait and see where big players will play, where the volume will be. What we're seeing is that 47 is confirming as an important region. It was quickly rejected this time. What does not mean that will be in the next one. Let's see. It's facing difficult again to reach the 47. The number of contracts increased a bit, but it's still lower than previously. Remembering that 39.45 is last close. Is it going to overcome the 47? And this time will. It overcame and just entering the next range. Let's see if it will be able to reach the 53.25. It failed again. Buyers are trying, but failing this time to here in the 47. Let's see if it's going to fail, but failing here could lead again to a try down under. So guys, we're completing 45 minutes of transmission. I'll give a break and stop here for this session. Hope you have enjoyed. And if you have doubts or any questions about the style, about this way of trading, that maybe it's not that usual, please just let me comment, leave a comment below the video or send me an email. Okay, I will be happy to answer you and chat. So thanks. Have a nice day, and I hope to make another transmission tomorrow. So stay tuned and keep a look at our YouTube channel. And so maybe we may meet here to get to tomorrow. Okay. Thanks so much.